Hey guys, my name's Josh Drapczynski, and I got a few ideas for what we can do with the bookshop. I really like using this video medium because A, it's a lot quicker to do. It only takes me a few minutes to pull these ideas together. And also I think it's a lot more expressive than using the written format. I can get across, I can use tonality, I can use a little bit of gesticulation. I can share a few things with you, and if you'd like to do the same back to me, there's a lot of programs that do it, but the one I use is ScreenFlow. It's super easy. I literally press record, and then when I'm done, I press stop and I press upload to YouTube. And I think I'm going to make a YouTube channel for us to throw a few ideas back and forth. So if you'd like to, you're welcome to comment on the video, you're welcome to send your own videos back, or of course you can just contact me with anything you want to talk about, and Gary can hook you up with those details. Just to give you a little bit of a rundown about myself, I run an advertising agency in South Yarra, and I've been in the business consultancy slash advertising game now for I think about 6 years, and it's my absolute passion. Absolutely love it, and I couldn't be happier to be involved with O Group and everything therein. So what I'm going to do is break this into 2 or 3 videos. This first one just very top line. There's some huge opportunities with the bookshop, and particularly with the online, and online is where I specialise. One thing that absolutely has to happen, and Gary is well on the way to making happen, is getting into the comparison search engines. So these are search engines like BookGo, like GetPrice, My Shopping, and there's a few others which I'm sure Gary will fill in the blanks with. And the more titles we have, the better, because the way they work is they're cost per click. You only pay if someone clicks through to your website. And the only reason they're going to click through to your website is that they've jumped on a site like GetPrice and they've typed in exactly the title they're looking for, and it comes up with all the people that sell them, and it's usually based on price, and they're going to click through to the cheapest one. I mean, who's going to click through to the one that's the most expensive? Maybe they'll click on the first two, see if there's a difference, but generally speaking, we're in a great position because, hey, we are the cheapest. So it's basically, you're getting right to the end of the buyer decision cycle and only paying 30 cents to get that person through to the online store. It is absolutely brilliant. Now, search engine marketing, or AdWords, that's another one that needs to be tidied up. And look, Gary's just done a phenomenal job, but there are literally hundreds of hours to go. What needs to happen is it needs to be broken into very small ad groups with very precise keywords. So basically the book titles, and then ads written, and we want to be very specific for those ads. So if somebody is searching for, God, I'm looking for a textbook and there are none, flocked carpet products, doesn't really sound like a textbook, but let's go with it, volume 3, then we want the ad to say flocked carpet products volume 3, and then explain why you would get it from the campus bookstore. That is hundreds of hours. I've got a guy lined up called Simon Dortman. He's a great guy. I have trained him myself, and this could be a little side job for him. If you go to agencies, they're going to charge you thousands and thousands of dollars, and they're not going to do a particularly good job. So I'd suggest getting to know Simon. I'm happy to get that contact for you. What else have I got here? I'm looking at my phone. I just met with Gary, and a whole heap of ideas have been percolating, so I've been writing them down. A couple of product ideas too. So one of them is putting a Red Bull cooler, one of those big barrel coolers, into the campus bookstores. Now, this is not a mind-blowing idea, but one interesting thing about Red Bull, and my former housemate used to be the brand manager there, so I've been exposed to a lot of their, not just their marketing material, but also their inner sanctum research. Red Bull is it's an energy drink. People buy it because they need energy. Who needs energy? Students need energy. During exams, go across to 7-Eleven, have a look at how much Red Bull they sell. It's crazy. Same with start of the year, same with, when they're doing assignments. Students live off the stuff because it's an energy hit. It's also an incremental sales thing. So service stations find that they'll sell Red Bull because even though they make less margin on it than they do from selling a Coke, people buy the Coke to quench their thirst, and they'll also grab a Red Bull for a shot of energy. So it's incremental sales. And I like that. If we can increase the basket size by a few bucks, great, why not? Is there space? I don't know, you guys will have to tell me. But if you could bang, Red Bull will give it all to you. If you could bang it in right next to the counter, could be an interesting one. I also do work with a company called GoSwitch. GoSwitch is an electricity comparison engine. And basically what that means is that they look at where you live and they look at all of the electricity providers, electricity and gas providers, not just a few that they get a kickback from, every single one of them. And they tell you who the cheapest is in your area and what deal you should get. And if you want, you can switch with GoSwitch, and if you don't, you can just take that information and do what you will with it. But basically every time someone switches with GoSwitch, they get a kickback, more or less. And anyone that's willing to pass on a lead to them or get them a sale, they'll pass on a comm to them. And again, look, we've got a student body which is price sensitive. It's a really good thing for them. Maybe there's an opportunity there for us either through email or through in-store or something like that to refer people on to GoSwitch. And finally, I know another guy who runs a company called Mobile Monster. They're here in just in Richmond. And what they do is they buy your old mobile phones, any mobile phone, for cash on the spot. And then they on-sell them somehow, the actual phones themselves, to consumers. And they give good cash. They give the most in the market. And I would guess that most students have some old phones or the old version of the iPhone or even some old crappy Nokia thing that they want to move on and would love some cash for, particularly cash that they could reinvest in books if they're there. And it's the sort of thing that can get people coming in all year. You just put a poster up on the wall and run it that way. And for every phone that you bring into this guy, he will pay a $10 or $20 commission, which of course is cost-free, so we get that clean. And I think that could be interesting. I'd be happy to give that contact if you're interested. Now finally, before I break this video into another part, time of year advertising. I know Gary's already looking at some of this. Just a couple of small ideas I really liked. Like, at the end of the year, when exams are on, I'm guessing people aren't buying a lot of books while exams are on, but they are getting nostalgic about leaving Monash. And that would be a great time to push Monash hoodies, teddy bears, mementos, that sort of thing. I remember when I graduated, they sold me this ridiculous plaque, and the plaque was my my certificate, like etched into a metal plaque. And it was like $100 each, so I had a couple of them. And that's just crazy money for something that costs them nothing to create. I had a buddy that does trophies tell me that would have done them for $15 each. So, it seems like time of year, that could be a really good one to push. And then we could get a little bit creative. Like, we could even sell stuff that we're not carrying stock of and just drop ship it off their website. Like, you may have heard that studying while listening to Bach's Something or Other Symphony is really good for studying. So we could actually create a need, and we could email our students, and we could sell into our students that, hey, studying for exams, get these X mini speakers and this thing of Bach, and you will improve your results, whatever the statistics say. Could be really, really interesting. Alrighty, there's two other ideas I have, and I think I'm going to break them into a separate video. So I'll sign off for now, and I look forward to your feedback. See you guys.